Good morning. Could you please stand? Welcome as we start this meeting. I want to start with a quote from Maya Angelou that says, "No sun outlasts its sunset, but will rise again and bring the dawn." Welcome to another sunrise meeting. To kick off our meeting, our Sag, who is online, Keith Roy, will do the invocation.
Good morning, fellow Rotarians and guests. Bow your heads in prayer. Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day. Thank you for bringing each and every one of us here safely today. Lord, I ask that this morning we have a very successful meeting. Lord, I ask that you touch each and every person in this meeting. I also ask that you give each and every person here peace of mind and also clarity of thought. And I ask that you strengthen everyone during this time. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Sarge. Now we'll do the loyal toast, but I just want to remind everybody online to keep your mics muted during the meeting unless you're about to speak. So let me welcome Director Jessica to the podium to do our loyal toast.
Good morning, fellow Rotarians and guests. Please join me for a royal toast to the Commonwealth of the Bahamas.
Thank you. And I believe we have a lot of people online to welcome. And we also have persons who are visiting in the room. So I'm going to ask Director Simone to see if we can welcome as many as possible of our visitors. I think we're outnumbered this morning. Director Simone.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning to all of our Rotarians and to our guests. We do certainly have lots of persons to welcome, and we will begin with those persons who are in the room. First of all, if you can identify yourself and let us know who invited you. If a sunriser invited you this morning, please let us know if that is so. If not, you can tell us your relationship to Devaldo if you're joining in memory of him.
So you're starting online, right?
No, in person first.
Oh, in person. Okay, so our visitors in person, we have Rotaract Selena. Selena was also the significant other of Devaldo. We also have my guest, Shimon Roll, visiting for the umpteenth time. We have Akisha's daughter, Trevin and Alicia. And we have PhD Maria's daughter. Remind me of Mariah. I know it's a derivative of your name, Mariah. Sorry about that, Mariah. I should know your name by now. Yeah, and that's it for visitors in the room.
Great, thank you so much. So we will move to all persons visiting online. And I'll ask if you would please unmute your mic and share your name. And if you were invited by someone, you can share. Otherwise, you can share your relationship to Devaldo today. We have many of his classmates. His best friend is online. We have visiting Rotarians from other clubs joining in his memory. So we want to welcome you formally. So please unmute your mic.
Good morning. This is Chantel Nesbitt, president from the Rotary Club of Nassau. I did get a chance to speak briefly with Devaldo at the beach cleanup. So I'm here along with two of my members, Catherine Russell and Melanie Cartwright.
Good morning.
Good morning and welcome. Thank you so much for coming.
So we have one more visitor in the room. While you're doing that, could you please introduce yourself as we welcome you.
Morning, my name is Kendra Bell, president of Selena Evans,
President of Selena.
family friend.
Family friend.
Devaldo.
Okay, welcome. All right, continue, Director Simone.
Any other visitors online who would like to unmute and
Good morning.
say hello?
My name is Shannon, President of the Rotary Club of Old Fort. Met Devaldo on several different occasions. Just want to wish his family and friends my condolences on behalf of the Rotary Club of Old Fort.
Good morning, AG Deidre Payne here. Just wanted to join with the club in wishing his family my deepest condolences and join with you as you honor his memory.
All right,
Hi.
so go ahead.
Hi, good morning to everybody. My name is Leslie Crawley. I'm a friend of Devaldo. We've been friends from grade 10. I was actually up with him that night when he had his accident. I just want to say condolences to him, all his family, and his friends. Devaldo was a very, 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 very good friend of mine. And this is hard, but I just wanted to shine in this morning and say this. So thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing and for being here, Leslie. So if anyone else doesn't want to share at this time, we again want to say a very, oh, go ahead.
Hi, good morning. My name is Nadia Ferguson. I am also a classmate of Devaldo from the government high school class of 2002. I just want to send my condolences, others that cannot join, because we have a big class group. Everybody is sending their condolences to the family and his friends as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much. President Valerie from Abaco.
A pleasant good morning to my Rotary Nassau Sunrise family. I just want to say that on behalf of the Rotary Club of Abaco, we just want to convey our condolences to Nassau Sunrise and his friends and family that are online with us, and that Devaldo was very dear to me. I think every time I talk about him these past week, it's always been that he's such a great father. And I think that's what hurts me more than anything, that DJ is going to be without his dad. But Devaldo he was loved. Have a great morning, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. We also welcome Brittany from the Rotaract Club of Nassau Sunset. Thank you for joining us today.
All right, so I'm sure others will come in, and please encourage them in the chat to enter name and an email address. And we welcome everyone, classmates, family members, friends of the family, those who knew him dearly, those who just knew him from the distance in Rotary. And for us Rotarians, it's a big hit. It's something that we're still trying to process, and we thank you for being here. But to encourage our spirits this morning, this is not his wake, this is not his funeral. The funeral, by the way, will be on the 5th of November at the Rhodes Methodist Church. But more details will come to you as we have it. But this morning we want to celebrate his life. We want to celebrate a wonderful human being, a wonderful Rotarian who loved to dance. Many times we had Rotarian gathering, Devaldo and I will be on the dance floor. We both love to dance. And we just want to remember the fun parts and, keep him in our memory in the way that he was a loyal, fabulous, fantastic, wonderful Rotarian. So without further ado, let me invite Director Keisha, who's going to bring us some encouragement. And after that, there are other persons who have been designated to bring some tribute, and we hope that this will encourage our spirits today as we remember the Devaldo family. Director Akisha, you can announce the raffle while you're at the podium.
All right, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, fellow Rotarians in the room, those online, and to our guests. Thank you so much for being here. I don't want to say it's a sad occasion. We miss him and we are deep. Yes, we are feeling some kind of way, and a whole lot of us have been overwhelmed, but I choose to remember Devaldo in a celebratory way. So before I even get started, the last time we came together, we were at the beach cleaning up, but the most meaningful one for me most recently would have been at the children's home. And so before I say my 2 minutes or my 1 minute word, Director Simone, can you just share that video with us, please?
I need just a minute
Okay.
before I do that. So if you want to announce the raffle maybe, and
In the
then
meantime, yes. So in the meantime, good morning again. This morning's raffle prize is going to be a $75 gift card to Solomon's Fresh Market. And so we have 1 ticket that will be on sale for $5 and 3 for $10. So those of you that are online, you can go ahead and place your information in the chat if you desire to support our raffle this morning. Please do. Please support our raffle. And for those of you in the room, you can also prepare yourselves. Once I'm done, we will, I'll just begin moving around and selling raffle tickets. Right. You ready? Yes, technical difficulties. Okay, so
ready now.
ready?
Yeah.
Okay. I guess I gotta dance in the meantime. All right, I dance in the meantime. So we went to the children's home. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right.
Just share.
Sure.
We're not here and.
Simone, can you share the sound, please? Because my tribute's gonna be a dance this morning in memory of Devaldo. Ready? Okay, we can try that.
All right, 1 second.
Okay. All right, it's just a 30, it only was supposed to be a 30-second clip. And we actually shared that moment when we went to the children's home on September 3rd. No one knew that it was going to be, for some of us, our last moment with him, or moments with him, but the most touching experience when we went to do that particular community service project. When we walked in the room, you know, the children they were looking at everyone, and they just were a little oblivious, like, who are these people? But when he walked in the room, every single child knew him. And so we were just so taken back at the impact that he left on the lives of those children. We were so taken back at how personable and the experience it would have shared with them. And so I just wanted to leave a poem with you to encourage you, letting you know that there is no night without a dawning, no winter without a spring. And beyond the dark horizon, our hearts will once more sing. But those who leave us for a while have only gone away out of a restless, careworn world into a brighter day. Devaldo, if we had it our way, you would definitely still be here with us. But we love you, we celebrate you, we honor your life, your legacy, and all that you have done, not just for us, but for everyone in this world. And we want you to rest in peace. Thank you all.
Okay, guys, so back in the days when we were partying and doing those kinds of dances, we didn't have people taking out their cell phones and recording. So we had some really fun times with the Devaldo. There's some very special Rotarians who shared an even closer bond with Devaldo. In 2018, I was a secretary at the time, and Leroy Archer was the president. Devaldo served as our service chair, and he was such a hard-working Rotarian. We have had tributes coming in from Basketball Smiles and Rotarians from overseas who knew Devaldo because they had a chance to work with him in this capacity. So can someone confirm, is PP Leroy online yet? Because he's doing the first tribute as he remembers Devaldo in his role as his service chair during the year 2018 to 2019. Please go ahead, PP Leroy.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we're hearing you.
Okay. This morning, I come to remember just how Devaldo supported me in 2018. I come to remember, to praise, to reflect on Devaldo Greenne for being a great community director in my year. He worked hard, long hours. He was dedicated to helping others. He made our Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise proud of all the projects that he spearheaded. He not only organized them, he got involved. From packing bags for the school, for the back to school projects, to ringing bells for the Salvation Army, to visiting the children's homes and making sure that they got what they deserved, to assisting with all fundraising efforts. Devaldo did it all. He was active, involved, and engaged. He did not wait for others. He led the way. Devaldo, your life was a blessing, your memory a treasure. You are loved beyond words and missed beyond measure. Let us raise our glasses, our coffee cups, in a toast to an exemplary Rotarian, Devaldo Greenne. Thank you.
Thank you, PP Leroy. The next tribute will be by Rotarian Ellsworth Johnston, who also shared a beautiful relationship with Devaldo. Please go ahead, Rotarian Ellsworth.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Madam President. I want to thank you all very much for allowing me this opportunity to say a few words about Devaldo. That's in the middle of taking my daughter to QC. You know, being in politics, not finishing school, having some struggles in life. The other morning I got up and I was listening to a piece that they wrote that Steve Dobbs said when he came during his illness. And a part of it, it says he was saying, why purchase a $300,000 car when a $30,000 car can take you the same distance? And there was some meaningful principle things that he was saying or giving advice on that made us all human. And for our interactions, to respect the humanity of the people that we meet every day. And that individual that he was describing after he had it all, some would say he had it all, he realized then what life was about. And so I experienced that with Devaldo. After leaving politics and trying to build a business, you'd see Devaldo on his bike, or you would see him walking along Shirley Street, doing his job. And sometimes when I'm caught up off into space, trying to get things done, he was, hey, Ellsworth, or seeing him in Rotary. And, you know, he was no respecter of person. And the love, the caring, the honesty, his spirit was all rejuvenating and encouraging. And so as I remember the life, works, and times of a very good gentleman, I want to extend condolences on behalf of my family to the family of Devaldo. He was a father. You know, every morning is my duty to get and take my daughter to school and practice her words while she's going. Sometimes I get the words wrong because I'm a little dyslexic, but she gets me on the right track. But playing that meaningful role in our community that is distant from our community and that has caused so many young men to go astray. Devaldo did that, not only for his son, but he saw, as Maya Angelou said, I'm your mother, your professor, your uncle, your brother. That is, I mean, your sister. You translate that to Devaldo with everybody that he meets. So, you know, I pray that his soul rests in peace. I know, I can't say for a lot of people, but I'm going to put say that Devaldo is resting comfortably in the arms of the Savior. I pray for his parents, his family, his friends. I know this special friend is here this morning. May God continue to bless you and the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise. Thank you very much for this honor. Do have an enjoyable day. God bless.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Rotarian Ellsworth. All right, so we're back to the room, and I'm going to invite PAG Mario, who also shared a very special relationship with Rotarian Devaldo.
Morning, fellow Sunrisers, Rotarians, and guests. As I begin, I'd like to thank President Doneth and the members of this club for taking the time in the meeting to celebrate the great importance of Devaldo's life and to acknowledge the loss to us all that his passing brings. Devaldo joined the Rotary Club of Nassau Sunrise during my presidency, and at a time when Rotary clubs were not as open as they are now to having persons under 30 years old become Rotarians. In fact, back then, it was customary for these individuals to be encouraged to join Rotaract instead of Rotary. In keeping what was considered best practices at the time, I met with Devaldo to encourage him to take a look at Rotaract, and more particularly, prior to making a final decision. During that meeting, Devaldo convinced me that he was the perfect candidate for membership in our club. And when he told me that he was from James Sister Nilutra, that further sealed the deal. Later, I was happy that he proved me right, and it was a proud moment for me to award him with the Nassau Sunrise Star Award, Rising Star Award, at the end of my term for the initiative that he showed by his participation at the committee level and the energy and eagerness he demonstrated in every task that was assigned to him or every task that he undertook. As a member of Nassau Sunrise, Devaldo was a dedicated Rotarian who served with distinction in various capacities over the years. I got to know him a little bit better during our trip to Cayman Islands for president-elect training prior to him assuming the role as secretary. He was one who I saw as a future leader of the club, as he possessed the passion and leadership qualities that would one day serve him well as president. However, this was not to be. Devaldo really loved his family and I truly admired him for the relationship that he had with his mom and for the way he took care of her as they often traveled together, and he would often share stories of their experiences. My admiration for him grew even more when his son came along, as you could hear the joy and pride in his voice when he spoke about him. Devaldo's accident and eventually his passing has really shocked me, as I'm sure it has done others in the room and in the meeting. It's still difficult for me to understand or process, as he was someone with so much energy so much promise, just an all-around decent human being. However, I am happy to have met him, to have known him, and to have served with him. And lastly, by the outpouring of love and affection that I have seen since his passing, it is quite clear that Devaldo has left an indelible mark, not only on the hearts of the members of this club, but also the hearts of all who knew him. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you, PG Mario. I promised myself I wasn't going to cry this morning because I know this is being recorded and it's going to be on social media. But I'll now invite PP Terrace to bring his tribute to Devaldo.
Good morning to Rotarians, friends and family of Devaldo Greenne. This morning I want to come here to honor his name and just a tribute, give a brief tribute to him. Devaldo was an awesome Rotarian. He led by example. He showed peace and humility in all his work. As a former secretary of the club, he diligently served this club and the community, and he showed grace in everything that he did. Devaldo loved people, and he always wanted to lend a helping hand. During his time as community service director as well, he served with us with great honor. What he did and to many as PP Leroy would have mentioned, he went beyond the norm. He led every single time at any event that we had, and he was always there to help the young persons. One of my fondest memories of Devaldo was our Greene team. Our club was divided into teams and different color groups. Devaldo was often every Christmas our team, our Greene team would go to the unfortunate families. We selected a family out of through Miami Street, and Devaldo would always be one of the lead persons in ensuring that the particular family that we chose as a team would have the proper the food, groceries, whatever they needed during that time, and provided assistance where they could. I just wanted to give an honor and tribute to Devaldo this morning. And he was an exemplary Rotarian, an exemplary father, and an exemplary human being. And may his soul rest in peace.
Thank you, PP Terrace. Is Rotarian Cresswell online? I know he doesn't wake up this early. But I have him down. Maybe we need to give him a little bit more time. But there's another special Rotarian in the room, past President Errol, and I believe Devaldo would have been his secretary at the time when he was president. So please welcome to the podium, PP Errol.
Out of the night that covers me, black as a pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my uncomfortable soul. Good morning, sunrisers, guests, family, friends of Devaldo. It's my pleasure to bring words of greetings, condolences, and celebratory remarks for not only a fine Rotarian, but a fraternity brother of mine. He was, as everyone has said, not only exemplary in his service to Rotary and therefore civic in his civic duty, but also to his family. I would have shared on that beach event the opportunity to spend quite a bit of time with Devaldo. It was that day that I took my son for the first time to a Rotary service project. He got there early, We met quite a number of persons there. Many new faces in Rotary after, sabbatical for COVID. So I was very pleased to see Devaldo, who is, as mentioned, my secretary. So I kind of split it off from the rest of everyone. And I'm happy to say that we spent a good few minutes talking not only about life, about Rotary, about the fraternity, but also about our deep connections to our offspring, in particular, his son and mine as well. I know that everyone is grieving at this time, but please do know that Devaldo's left a legacy, not only within Rotary, not only within his fraternity, not only with his family, but truly around the world. And with that, I bring, again, my heartfelt condolences on behalf of myself, my family, my fraternity brothers. I see one or two online as well. And I pray that we all and take good example from what he brought in terms of the service to Rotary and to my town as well. Good morning.
Thank you, Past President Errol. So you would have heard a lot about Devaldo in his role as a Rotarian. He served as secretary, he did our youth services committee, did our projects committee. He was an all-rounder. He served in various areas. And as Director Atisha said earlier, when we went to the Elizabeth Estates Children's Home, the children lit up when they saw him, because those of us who were going for the first time, we were like strangers to them. But they knew Devaldo like he was their brother, cousin. I was like, it was amazing. He says, do I need to be introduced? We're introducing everybody. You're like, no, you don't need to be introduced. He knew all the children and he could tell us what was happening with the children. That is what a true Rotarian should aim to be. Someone who connects deeply with people, not just be on the list to say we are Rotarians, not just to be able to put it on our resume, but to really and truly change lives, and that's what he did. But we have a Rotarian who knew him not only from his Rotary experience, but she's a cousin of Devaldo, and she's a member of the club. And Doris will now tell us what it's like to be the cousin and fellow Rotarian of Devaldo. Is Rotarian Doris online?
Morning, President Donna. Can you hear me?
Yes. But you could take the volume up a little for the group.
Okay. All right, I'll just speak louder. Good morning to my Rotary family, friends of Devaldo, and to my family who are online. Good morning. I wanted to think of something other than his Rotary duties, because I know everyone would describe it beautifully. And the word intentional comes to mind. One thing that my cousin did, he intentionally lived life to the fullest. And he was one who was intentional with family and friends, a guiding light in his family to his mom and his son especially. And he was very intentional on being a cool cat, something me and him rowed about often. He loved his fashion, and he never came to anything that me and him was doing without shades on. He was always about town. If I was looking for him, I could always find him. He liked to sit downtown in the middle of the square, and I would ask him why, and he would say, why not? And to be honest, we had many lunches sitting in the square like tourists, but we had to get back to work. He was also intentional on his faith to God, very dedicated to our church. His civic duty has been noted already, Rotary, his fraternity. And best of all, he was just intentional on being a good human being. I tried to put into words, I'm still trying to put into words who he was exactly. And I told someone he wasn't perfect, but he was just a good human being. He loved life, he loved to travel, he loved food, he loved the members of his family, special love of his life, and he loved making an impact. And a week before his accident, as always, we talked almost every day. He was a very good confidant of mine. And we talked about a goal that we had, and it was actually the same thing. And if you know Devaldo, He's not bossy, but he's biggity. And he messaged me as he normally did, and he said, "Hi, it's me again. You know I need something." And of course I answered and I said, whatever it is, I'll do it. And we talked, and whatever he gave me to do, I did the task and I actioned it. And when I think about what he meant to me, he was more than a cousin, he was like a brother. And so I'm definitely gonna miss that constant communication we had during the week. He's picking up DJs, doing this thing for his family. He has this Rotary event. He has this goal he wants to achieve. He has this big plan. He lived a short life, and he was very impactful while he was here. And so I just remind us all to live life to the fullest and be intentional as we go about it. May his soul rest in peace.
Thank you so much, Rotarian Doris. He was intentional indeed. And so we had tributes pouring in on our social media pages from Rotarians across the country and also in other parts of the world. But we have PDG Felix, who we call our international Rotarian, who has represented our club in the highest, next to President Barry Rasson, who served as international president of Rotary. I think Felix has gone the furthest within our jurisdiction. And so I'll invite PDG Felix, for those who are visiting past district governor, Felix, to come and share some encouraging words. He would have been on the Greene team with Devaldo, would have worked closely with Devaldo over the years, and he will share his experience and encourage our spirits this morning.
Thank you, President Donna. Good morning. Last night, Akima Keisha sent me a WhatsApp asking me that I bring some inspirational remarks. I said to her, Keisha, I don't think I have the emotional strength. But let me get back to you first thing in the morning. She obviously didn't read the WhatsApp, or she. I thought I'd write some comments so that I don't stray and try to be as brief as possible. But good morning, family Rotary, friends and colleagues of Devaldo. Devaldo Greenne was an active member of our Rotary Club, and he was a go-to person within the Greene team. He had an enduring personality. He was so full of life. But life gives us no guarantees. And for Devaldo, this time had come. We have to come to terms with our shock and our grief. However, I believe Devaldo's words to us would be, I adopt the words of St. Paul in his first letter to the Thessalonians. Grieve not as those who are hope. Thessalonians chapter 4, verse 13. And so, we will not grieve as those who have no hope in the coming resurrection. We believe that Devaldo had a strong faith. Although he would have hated to have left his loved ones, we are comforted by the fact that his God has welcomed him with open arms. I think we would have known as well, I think that he would have known as well, that his God would comfort the brokenhearted in the days and the years to come. Certainly, Devaldo will be with them in the spirit. It will take time, and someday we will smile when we remember him. Our memories of Devaldo Greenne will be of someone who, like a comet, lit up our lives ever so brilliantly. We offer our deepest condolences to Devaldo's family, his friends, and offer our support during this very difficult time. I borrow from the words of current President Joe Biden when he said, "There will come a day, I promise you, when the thoughts of your loved one will bring a smile to your lips before it brings a tear to your eye." It will happen. My prayer for you is that this day will come sooner rather than later. And so, We say to our friends and our colleagues, goodbye, Devaldo. May your soul rest in peace.
Thank you, PDG Felix. That was well done for someone who woke up to the message. I'm seeing different sides of my Rotarians when they're called on to get out of the comfort zone and do what we've never seen them done before. And it was that a sermon. Thank you so much, PDG Felix. So at this time, we have a little time, and I'm going to ask maybe persons online who are his fraternity brothers who may be here, if someone wants to offer an encouraging word and to give us another perspective, you may go ahead and open your mic, and we have a few minutes that we can share.
Good morning. I'm one of Devaldo's, one of his oldest friends from grade 1. Devaldo was always a humble giant. When he stepped in the room, his presence was always felt. That his love for people, especially his family, made you feel so comfortable and secure. And he was an awesome role model to us. Me and him went from grade 1 straight to grade 12 to Government High. And on behalf of all of our classmates from Government High Magics 2002, I just want to say my condolences to his Rotary Club, his family, and all his friends, his fraternity members. Baldo was loaned to us for a very short time, but he made an awesome and a huge impact on us. And I was honored to be in his presence at all times. I was also with him the last night. And if we know that was the last time we would have danced with Devaldo, sing with him, hug him and talk to him, we would have do it a little longer. If our prayers and fasting could have kept Devaldo alive, he would have never left. And it hurts. It hurts to lose somebody so good, so encouraging, so devoted. But who are we to question God? He was so full of life. His smile light up the room that night. He partied and he glowed. And up to this day, I still can't believe Devaldo's gone, but I was honored to be in his presence. And I want to say just thank you that you gave us this platform today that we could express ourselves and give our condolences to the family. So again, on behalf of the class of 2002, Government High, especially the VIP group, I just want to give my condolences to the family and to y'all as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and we extend our condolences to you as well. All right, anyone else? Cresswell is now on. Any of his fraternity brothers? You can open your mic. All right, I know it's overwhelming. So if Cresswell is ready, if not, we will move to our next agenda item.
Let me just, yes, good morning all.
Good morning, happy you woke up in time.
The reality is for me, it was a struggle just coming in and just having to acknowledge what we all know to be that Devaldo is no longer here. You know, we oftentimes say at every funeral, gone too soon. And sometimes the person 91 and 92, and you're still talking that crap, gone too soon. But the reality is, if ever there was somebody that you wish well, you expect to be in a state of wellness, reflective of how well he embraced life itself, it was Devaldo. People oftentimes see Lavelle and I together, and they see it as odd, if only because of the height difference. When I stand next to Devaldo, he always reminded me that in that space, I was really a big brother and a tall guy. Devaldo made everybody, just, if you've encountered him, he just make you feel that he is the guy that you say, if ever I had a little brother, but I want my little brother to be Devaldo. And I don't just talk about, I'm not talking about height, I'm just talking about he was a brother to all. You know, but in our group, Rotary itself, you know, there are pockets and fiefdoms. Devaldo was the one guy that could bounce from pod to pod and group to group, and everybody claim him as theirs. So I just want to acknowledge him, and I just want to say, you know, I feel particularly blessed having known him. And his life has been impactful, albeit that it was cut short. So Devaldo, I know wherever you are, you're looking down on us, and perhaps for the first time, actually, feeling tall and towering above us. So God bless you, and know that we love you.
Okay, thank you, Rotarian Cresswell. All right, so thanks everyone for supporting Devaldo, supporting the club, supporting the family. You will hear more details about his celebration of his life, his ongoing service. We'll pass the details as soon as we have them. And with that said, we'll take other notices for Rotarian. I know we have a big event coming up on November 10th. What's coming up on November 10th? Wakanda, the movie premiere, Black Panther 2. And so we're inviting everybody who's online, those who will be hearing this video after the fact, to join us. It's on the 10th. We will have a 1-hour cocktail reception. And then, of course, there's entertainment and all kinds of fun things. We want to surprise you. It's going to be a movie experience like we've never had. So the tickets should be going live on Monday, but we want to give Rotarians an opportunity to buy their tickets first, because we know that this is a movie that a long anticipated movie. So we'll allow you to buy your tickets first before we release it to the general public. So stay tuned, get your outfit, whatever you envision Wakanda to be, whatever that means to you, whatever comes to mind, make sure you dress the part. There are prizes and surprises for that as well. So we're looking forward to support from Rotarians, from those who are visiting us this morning. Are there any other announcements? Any other? President-elect.
I could do a short, I guess, a tribute as well.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, it is so unreal. I just can't believe it. When I got the call on the Saturday morning that Devaldo was in an accident and was in the hospital and pretty much unresponsive. For me, Devaldo has been a person, like we all said, really, really full of life. And when my office was downtown, as Sharice said, he would be downtown, and I would sometimes stop and interrupt his piece, and we would chat a bit if I had time. But COVID kind of really separated and put a break in, and I saw him on Instagram or something with a set of golf clubs, and I kept nudging him about playing a round of golf sometime, and we never got to it. But we saw him at the Elizabeth State Children's Home, and I teased everybody, him. Devaldo really saved the day for us with his technological expertise. As we all said, all of the kids knew him. He was Santa Claus to them. They knew him by name. And so I said, man, Devaldo, we really have to do that drink thing. And so we we were intentional, and once Tuesday, I think it was August 30th, I was downtown for a lunch meeting. Really should have gotten back to Albany, but I just called Devaldo and said, hey man, I got some time. Why don't we? And so we went to Athena's, and we were just sitting and chatting and talking about stuff. And one topic came up was Angelica's baby shower and the basket that was prepared for her, and talking about how wonderful it was. And I said, yeah, you know, Selena really did a great job with that basket. And he said, yeah. And he said, who is Selena? And I said, oh, you don't know. And I opened my phone and I brought the picture up on the phone, right? And so he was looking at it. And then a second later, he showed me the same picture on his phone. And I'm like, how did you get that off my phone? And if Akeisha will tell you, I'm not very good with cell phones, right? So they do strange things. But after pulling my leg for a bit, he went on to say, hey, she's my girlfriend, we have a relationship and stuff. And I'm like, oh, really great. But he was so, Devaldo poured love and life into everything he did. And I believe that the secret of his success is the love that he brought. And because he brought the love, the energy just came. And wherever you saw him, whether it was the little libraries projects from building to cleaning, whether it was filming, whether it was the reading at the kids at the school, whatever Devaldo did, he played full out, he played really hard, and he really loved, we talked about it, his mom, his son, Selena, he showed other pictures, I'm not gonna tell those other pictures, but it was, so I encourage us to try to emulate Devaldo in the love, in the energy, in what we bring to Rotary, but not only Rotary, to whatever we do. When we come to play, make sure that we're 100. All right. So, as Felix said, let's not grieve as people without hope. We shall see Devaldo again. All right.
Thank you so much, President-elect Dino. Very well said. And I'm happy you had a chance to, we need to get together sometimes individually as the spirit leads. If someone comes to mind, pick up the phone and give them a call, So thank you, everyone. With that said, we're now going to move to our four-way test. And for those who are visiting, those are before we do that, the raffle. I'm always it's on my agenda, so I have to keep remembering for myself.
You need to know the number?
Yeah, I'm going to invite, I won't ask Shimon to pull, because Shimon always, she'll either pull her own ticket or she'll pull Felix's one. All right, let me invite Selena, our beautiful Selena. Selena is a Rotaract in Nassau Sunset Club with you guys, remember? And I think, Selena, weren't you Rotaract of the year, 1 year? So Devaldo had to pick somebody who serves too. So the other way, just pick the winning ticket. Close your eyes and just pick.
744.
43.
43.
All right.
734.
Go ahead and read the number.
734.
475.
Yeah.
3
Mm-hmm.
7 6
Oh.
2.
Yes.
Over. Anyway, call your yourself. All right, we love you and we're here for you, okay? All right, so Patrick, let me audit your ticket. All right, yeah, so Patrick is the winner of the $75 gift card to, I think it's Solomon's Fresh Market, right? Please buy some vegan products. All right, so please be upstanding as we invite PP Jackie to do our four-way test.
Good morning, the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth?
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it build goodwill and better friendships?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Thank you, and to do our final toast, PAG Carla.
Thank you. Good morning, fellow Rotarians. Please raise your coffee mugs. We're going to think about our Rotary family around the world, or Rotary family that has gone ahead of us. Please raise your glasses to Rotary around the world.
Rotary around the world. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for participating this morning and for being here. Your presence made a difference, and we wish you a wonderful day. Continue to celebrate the life and legacy of Devaldo. And our call to action is to serve in his honor, as that is what he would have required of every Rotarian and any other person who lives a life of service above self. Thank you, and have the most wonderful day. Meeting is now adjourned.
Sorry, Marcia.